Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox. Welcome to the Converge 20 podcast series, where we feature speakers and events from the upcoming Converge 20. Converge is in its fifth year of bringing together the world's leading companies for 2 days of dynamic speakers, thought-provoking breakout sessions, and opportunity to connect with the top like-minded compliance professionals literally across the globe. This year, the conference has gone virtual, but you will still leave the conference with new resources and best practices, allowing you to continue the hard work of driving ethics to the center of business. I link to the Convergent registration and the show notes, so go ahead and register as it's at no charge. Today, I talked to Lisa Stewart Hughes, Chief Compliance Officer at Endeavor, on accountability beyond diversity and inclusion. Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and today I have with me Lisa Stewart Hughes. Lisa is the SVP and Chief Compliance Officer at Endeavor. Lisa, first of all, thank you for taking the time to visit with me today.
Thank you, Tom. I'm happy to be here.
Lisa, as you know, I am visiting with speakers at Converge 20 to get a little bit of a teaser on what you're going to talk about. So I was wondering if you might be able to share with our listeners the topic of your presentation.
So I'm going to focus on everybody's favorite topic, training and communications and best practices in training and communications. But my focus for that session really is going to be on meeting the moment that we happen to be finding ourselves in right now, in the midst of a global pandemic, in the midst of real calls, real transformative calls for social justice. How do you make your training relevant, practical, impactful, and effective in that type of environment where some of us are experiencing budget cuts, have to do more with less, but also we want to address these really important issues for our audiences. So that's my focus.
Lisa, one of my observations about this point in time that we're in is changes that may have been percolating along have now exponentially speeded up. And the two, I think, that you mentioned, obviously, remote learning, work from home, but also social justice. Obviously, we had Me Too going on as well. Do you find that kind of all of those factors have combined to speed up everything that you had to do before in a much more dramatic way now?
You know, I've always been operating at warp speed, to coin a phrase. But yeah, these things that had either been on the back burner or had been not prioritized among a list of priorities that is as long as your arm, now suddenly have so much more relevance and importance to everyone's business, everyone's life, really. So yes, it absolutely has sped that up and reprioritized some of the things that we want to focus on.
And the social justice movement that you spoke about, do you find that that is an appropriate topic for someone like yourself, a chief compliance officer, to help incorporate into training and communications, or do you think it should be somewhere else in the corporate setting?
You know, I would say it probably varies business to business. In my company, we have a diversity officer who's very focused on this. We have, our HR team and our senior leadership team. We're having lots of conversations about those issues. But I would be remiss to not make it part of the compliance discussion. I think if you go in at this point in time and start talking solely about anti-corruption per se and don't address some of the social issues that everybody's got on their mind, you make yourself immediately semi-irrelevant, right? So I like to incorporate it into any training that I'm doing. I like to think about it and how that might impact any particular business unit that I'm talking to. I think that's one of our jobs as compliance officers, is how to stay relevant and speak to the things that employees are thinking about and that are affecting the way that they do business. So that, for my business, that is very top of mind.
Lisa, you are going to be a first-time attendee at a Converge conference, Converge 20. I was wondering if there are some things that you're looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to many things. I think the biggest one, I think, is connection, honestly. You'll say networking. I like to use the word connection. Being a compliance officer can be a lonely job, frankly. Many of us have big teams. I have a very small team. And I have lots of colleagues that I reach out to, but compliance is its own special thing, and not everybody gets it. So it's nice to be able to talk to people that have sort of cut from the same cloth and sort of know what you're talking about. And particularly when everybody's working from home, I think it's important to build those connections. The other thing that I'm looking for at Converge is how to continually improve your compliance program. Everybody's talking these days about the DOJ guidance and the new FCPA resource guide, and lessons learned is a key focus of those authorities. And I think it's not just the lessons that I've learned over the years at my company. It's not just the lessons I've learned at other companies or in other jobs, but solutions that all of us have learned. And if we're able to share that information with one another, I think we do ourselves a better do a service to our clients and our customers, but also do a service to ourselves in being strong compliance officers.
Well, Lisa, unfortunately, we are at the end of our time for this episode, but I look forward to connecting with you at Converge 20.
Me too. Thank you so much, Tom.
Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox again. I hope you enjoyed this podcast about one of our Converge 20 speakers or Converge 20 events. I hope you will join me at this event. You can't beat the price. It's free. I've linked to, in the show notes, registration and information. This is going to be literally the best virtual compliance conference of the year. Can't beat the price. You'll be with the top compliance professionals around, and it will be an experience second to none. I hope you will plan to join me, and I look forward to visiting with you virtually at Converge 20.